Hey y'all, so today in between calls I want to do a few things in the garden. So I'm getting my stuff together. Oh, knocked my water down. So I want to take all the dirt out of this. I've been pulling these onions, they're not doing nothing. They did get good roots on them, but other than that was it. So I want to take and put the dirt in these two tubs so I can take this off the stand. This stand is, I got this at Tractor Supply, and this stand is kind of cheap, and it's leaning and it's throwing it into the fence. So I'm gonna get that down. I'm gonna dig the few potatoes. That was an experiment to see if we got any there. I want to pull all these and plant my second succession of those. I want to try to finish getting all this wire out. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but when this was Hemi's pen, we had electric fence around it, and I want to get all the wire out. Oh, and this, the big original one, has started to dry. So hopefully, I don't know if you can hear that. When it dries all the way, then we'll pick it and we can see what the inside of a loofah looks like for the first time together. I also want to pull all these cucumber vines. They're dead. I want to plant a second wave of them. Now the one on the back side, it does have some cucumbers coming in, and it doesn't look too terribly bad, so I may leave the back side. I'll pull that little one though. I'm pretty sure all these beans are done. I'll probably pull those. I've got to get in here and weed eat. I'm gonna pull these green bean vines or pole beans and plant another succession of those. And my Kajari melons, I want to pull those. They are not doing good at all. And then we might plant something else here. I have to look and see if we can plant like a pumpkin or a gourd or something like that. But you can see how those look half dead, those look half dead, and those look half dead. I also probably are going to pull most of these tomatoes out in here. They're still making some, but not very many. But most of the plants are dead, so I'll pull the ones that are not doing anything. I have a couple okra that are ready, so I can pull some of these out and put some okra that I like in here, like these. So I can probably pull some of those out. And I think that's pretty much it. That's my goal, is try to get most of that done today. So I'm just gonna set y'all up on a time lapse. Oh, the other loofah on the outside is drying too. So you see the one right next to it that's green, and then the one that's brown. So the green one is still growing, and the brown one is starting to dry out. We have a bunch of flowers on top, so we might get more. Fingers crossed. All right, let's put y'all on a time lapse, and I'm gonna start getting to work. Okay, y'all, we've got a bunch of stuff done. I'm gonna leave this like this because I have to find my hog ring pliers to tie all this back up. I'm not gonna do that right now. The sun is completely on the greenhouse, and it's either in the greenhouse or in the shed, so I'm not doing that today. But we did get everything done except for weed eating over here. We got this sitting on the ground, which I've been wanting to do that 3 days after I put onions in this the first time because it was leaning on the fence. So we got that on the ground. We got all this tore out. We've got all the wire pulled all the way around the fences out. We pulled all the yellow connectors off the T-posts. They're gone. We've got this cleaned and this trellis empty. We got, I mean, there's a few little weeds in there, but we got this cleaned out and this trellis took off. I do need to come back and weed eat this, which won't take long, but this is in full sun right now, so I'm going to wait till later this afternoon because it's 1,000 degrees outside. We got that cleaned up and that trellis empty. And Rue says hey. So I think I'm going to go inside and cool off and make me some lunch. Pete just left. And then when the sun sets in the shade, it is showing 90 degrees, so it's pretty hot. When the sun starts going down and all this gets back in shade, I'll try to come out here this afternoon and finish that up. And when I get done with the lunch, I'll probably try to find the hog ring pliers. I don't think they're going to be in the greenhouse. I think they're going to be in the shed with all the rest of the tools, and that's in shade, so I may try to find that. But that is our project for today. Bye. Hey y'all, it is the next day. It rained real bad, so I did not get to go out there and finish doing everything I was doing. Been running calls all day today, and I'm done for the day, and I'm at Lowe's trying to find some perlite to mix up in some soil, and they have a clearance section of flowers I always stop at, and I have found some goodies today. I got some echinacea, some coneflowers, some daisies, one for our porch. Sorry, Kristen, you slept on it. Here's a fig tree. Those are more daisies, and these are called blanket flowers, but they're super pretty. So this is what I'm getting. I'm taking a lot of those. Well, already took out all the ones in the flower bed that was falling over. So I'm going to put some of these on there. This fig tree will go with the rest of the orchard. And then I think this little guy right here, I'm going to put in a pot and put on my porch when I get it done. So just wanted to give y'all an update. Hey y'all, it is now day 3. This is Saturday. I started this benzo on Thursday, but calls came up, then it rained, and long story short, we were planting a bunch of seeds today. I'm trying to fill all the beds where we took everything out. I've normally sit down and plant everything, and I did not, so we're just gonna put stuff in here and we're gonna see how it grows. So we've got pumpkins and melons. I might try to start some onions, cantaloupes, more cucumbers, tamales, habanadas, more green beans and okra, and some dragon tongue bush beans. So we're going to try to fill all these beds with all this, and we'll probably pull some of this okra out because I'm just going to go ahead and plant more okra in there. All my starts I had, there's only one that's alive. The rain took it out. That bad storm we had knocked my tray over, and it made everything fall out other than one that survived. So we'll probably just pull them in direct sow. All right, so let's get to planting. Okay, y'all, so I'm done planting everything, and I'm gonna go through and show you what I planted where, so I can also keep that, since I haven't had anything marked. So if I need to know what's growing, I can come back and look at this video. So in this, I just sprinkled in some onions. The seeds are super small. That is not how you're supposed to plant it. That's how I planted it. We're gonna see if it works. If not, I'll have to do it in soil blocks next time. None of these got planted, I just set them there. In this bed, I put some butternut squash up front. Don't think I like butternut squash, but I decided to try to grow it and see if I do. If not, I can give it to somebody. We planted some tamales on this side, and how I done it so I know what's where is each mark, each one of these rings coming down, there's a little indention in the ground, and that's where I planted. So if this turns out to be too many plants, I will just go back and thin out every other ring, but that's how I know where I planted the seeds at. Over here, I planted some habaneros. I started some, but they ended up dying, so I didn't have any in here. I decided to cut down all the okra I did not like. I really like okra, and I decided that if I'm going to grow it, it needs to at least be the okra I like, because the goats, not the goats, the pigs nor the chickens want to eat that okra. So I was really just throwing it away because I had nobody to give it to. So what I did was I just cut down close at the ground of the stalk, and then I just put seeds right there. These stalks will rot in the ground, and it just puts nutrients back into the soil. So we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 okra plants still growing. They're all different stages, so this is kind of like a succession. So when these start growing, maybe these will be done producing, and I'll just continuously have me some okra, because okra is my new favorite. I have not got to the tomato bed yet. That's why it's still crazy and wild. I'll get there eventually. Over here, I did cucumbers on this trellis. Again, each one of the rings that come down, or bars, or whatever you want to call them, that's where I put the cucumber plant or seeds. And then when they sprout up, I can still weed eat around them, because I know if it's not in line with that bar, it's a weed. And then if I need to thin them out, I can go back and thin them out. Right here, I put Dulce de la Table melon. I guess that's how you say it. I did it at the bars, not all the way across. I only did a couple on this one, but this is just a new melon that I'm going to try to grow. It's supposed to taste like between a pineapple and a cantaloupe, so I figured it was in the days I have left of my growing season. I think I have 119 days left in my growing season. Our first frost is estimated to be November 20th, and those only took 75 days. So I figured that would be enough time for us to get some fruit before it frosts. And the rest of this bed I filled up with bush beans. I really like green beans, and I figured out, I haven't canned any, but I figured out that you can freeze them, and green beans are my favorite. So we did, and what I do here is, it looks kind of like a mess, it's really hard to tell, but I kind of pushed the the straw away and made little indentions, and that's where I planted. And then once the plant comes up, I'll push the soil or the straw back around the plant to kind of keep it covered, to keep the weeds out. So it looks messy, but there's a method to my madness. And over here, I got some good old-fashioned cantaloupes, and I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Those are mine and Pops' favorite, so if we have 1,000 cantaloupes, we will eat them. And then everywhere else right here, I did dragon tongue bush beans. This is a seed from Baker Creek that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and I decided we will try it and see if I like it. If I don't like it as much as my just plain old green beans, I won't plant them again, but I had the seeds. And again, we pushed the soil away, the straw away, and we planted, and then we'll come back once they sprout up and make the soil go back around it. That's the okra I got off of my plants that I like. Love you. And this is the loofah. It's getting crispy, and it's able to mash in, so it's starting to dry out, and I'm super excited about that one. We got that big one growing. There's another one there. This loofah is all the way down the fence now. That's it, way down there. Just taking over my fence. I had to pull it off over here because it was getting in the electric fence. It's getting on my cucamelons too. But this is the electric fence that runs to the horse pasture. I wanted on there grounding it all out, so I had to pull a lot of that off. But I don't see any in there. This one's getting pretty, it's super light now. There's like no weight to it. This one's probably 3 pounds, and this one's probably a few ounces. So this one's pretty squishy. I don't know how much longer it'll be, but I need to do some research and see when exactly we need to pick them. I will be starting my fall garden seeds here shortly, and I'll bring y'all along for that. I'm going to try to start them from seed. I'm trying now to start everything 100% from seed. We got some little asparagus growing. There's another one. So next summer we'll be able to get them, and I cannot wait. I love asparagus, grilled asparagus. So, but I will try to bring y'all along for all my seed starting, because I'm trying to do everything 100% from seed. I have a ton of seeds that I've got over the last couple of years. I buy from Baker Creek, from I buy some seeds off of Macari. That's where, like, stuff like these burpee seeds and stuff, that's where they come from. These, I couldn't even tell you where I got those. I have bought a couple from Lowe's, but I generally buy Baker's Creek, M.I. Gardener, and Botanical Interest, the store in Tallahassee, and there's a nursery that carries all 3 of those if I want to get like right then and I don't want to order online and wait for it to come in. But those are my 3 favorite places to get them. And then once I'm able to start everything from seed, I want to start trying to keep mine or save seeds so that I don't even have to buy any seeds. So that's my goal. But this year we're just going to try to start everything from seed in the fall. So I will let you know how that goes. Have a great day.